welcome. The time is 5:15, and I would like to welcome you, everyone here, both in person and watching via YouTube live stream. I'd like to call our board meeting for May 22nd to order. Quick note, the board does reserve the right to change the order of items on the agenda, and if there are any recommendations, they'll likely be done at the beginning of the meeting. If you need translation services, you can definitely reach out to our superintendent's office, 602-257-2912. And I'd like to begin with our tribute this evening. In partnership with the tribes who called Phoenix their home first, we acknowledge and respect the land our schools are built on. We commit to being a strong partner with any and all tribal nations who entrust their children to our schools. We are grateful and honored to be partners. May we please have a roll call for attendance, Mrs. Valencia?
Good evening, roll call for this evening, May 22nd. Jessica Bueno.
Here.
I'm sorry, Miss Jessica Bueno.
Here.
Mr. Regional Carrillo.
Here.
Miss Erica de la Rosa.
Here.
Dr. Alicia Vink.
Here.
And Miss Carmen Trujillo.
Present. With that, we do have a quorum and we are able to proceed. Dr. Alshire, may we please have the Pledge of Allegiance? All right. With that, we will move on to, thank you very much, Dr. Alshire. We will move on to our adoption of the agenda. Do we have any recommendations for the agenda, Dr. Davila Hagigat?
We do. Before I make the recommendation, I wanted to make a couple of corrections on E5 and E6. We needed to remove two items that did not belong in those agendas. The supporting documentation is now in its accurate form, but we wanted to make sure that our public knew, and our minutes will show that two items were removed that do not impact the approval of the items. It was just a mistake of things that were uploaded. And also there were a couple of other corrections, including the correction of F2. We want to make sure that it's student outcomes focused governance. And so that was also highlighted there. And those were the main corrections that we needed to share with our public and with our board today. And with that, we recommend that the agenda be adopted as presented, and all those agenda items that I spoke about were in the consent agenda area.
Thank you very much. Ms. Bueno, I've got a quick question regarding the ASBA item. Did you, right now our agenda only says 2023, and I only had a few thoughts for 2024. Did you as well? I wonder if we should amend that item to include 2023 and 2024.
Yeah, I think we need to do both. So reestablish 2023 and then select what 2024 is going to be.
Okay. So that would be my only, I guess, recommendation would be to adopt the agenda with an amendment to item H1 to include proposed items for 2023 and 2024 of the ASBA political agenda. Thank you. And with that, do we have a motion?
Jessica Bueno, so moved.
Reggie Carrillo, a second.
Thank you very much. May we please have a roll call vote to adopt our agenda as amended?
Yes. Roll call for Miss Jessica Bueno.
Aye.
Mr. Regional Carrillo.
Aye.
Miss Erica de la Rosa.
Aye.
Dr. Alicia Vink.
Aye.
And Miss Carmen Trujillo.
Aye. And with that, our motion passes and we can move on to our awards, recognitions, and announcements. The floor is yours, Dr. Davila Hagigat.
Thank you, President Trujillo. Again, so proud to be a part of this agenda as we always celebrate, whether it be our schools, our community, or our employees. And so today we have a video. Last time we were able to share the news about Bethune having the tree planting. And today we're actually going to show the video and you will get to see our staff, our community members, and our students. So if we can cue that for our public, that would be great.
Today is Arbor Day, and some Valley students, teachers, and volunteers are spending the day doing something good, planting trees at their school. So Gibby is live. We saw him enjoying a little shade under a nice, beautiful tree. He is with the team over there at a local school here in Phoenix. And what a great way to get your hands dirty and know that you're making an impact long term.
Hey, you know, Olivia, far be it for me, right? I'm over here underneath the shade, relaxing while the volunteers and the kids, well, they're actually putting in all the work out here. They're creating shade for the future. And that really means a lot when you think about, you may not see much here in what it's doing, but not only is it making it better for our air and everything else with it, Maria Morales with APS, you're telling me 20 to 30 degrees cooler?
Absolutely. Urban islands exist and this heat island exists. And so here with the community tree program at APS, we plant trees to create cooler and healthier shades places for the students or the community.
You guys give so much back to the community. You have all these volunteers out here. And I think that's what makes it special. When you ask for them to come out, you don't even have to ask twice. They line up for you.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's more important because like in this community, I mean, they need it the most. So Bethune Elementary, we're partnering with Trees Matter to plant 33 trees and the kids are part of the whole event.
And me, I'm the one looking for the shade. Claire Sales here, the principal of Bethune. When you think about it and you see your kids getting involved, yes, they're putting in work right now, but they're also learning at the same time.
Yes, it's really good for our students to be able to take what they've learned in textbooks and put it into practice. And so for them to be able to participate in this day is just awesome for our students.
You know, and I always talk about it because it's like making memories, right? You've seen a lot of kids come and go through this school here, but for them to be able to put their fingerprint on it to say, hey, see that tree right there, kids? I planted that when I went to that school.
Right. Well, we want our kids to feel. We want them to come back and remember some of the things that they've done here at Bethune and all the great things we taught them.
All right, Aaliyah. I know it's a little bit of work for you guys. It's a little different, right? You're not in a book, you're not in there, you're not on a tablet, but you're actually putting in some work in here. What does this really mean for you guys, for the kids?
It's really good. It helps us. It gives us hands-on activities, helps us learn more. It helps us get a better understanding of everything.
Now, are you like me? Are you the kind that likes to look for the shade, or are you building the shade?
Look for the shade.
See, you and I knew when I met you, you and I are going to be right here. I'm a shade dog. That's what they call it in the business, construction business. I went out and helped a friend of mine once, and he called me a shade dog because every time he looked around, instead of having the tools in my hand, I was sitting in the shade. But then again, do you blame me? Ian and April are talking about 100 degrees. No, this is where you're going to find me right here. Look, it's Arbor Day. So what do we do? We celebrate trees. And we celebrate hanging out. It is all about hanging out and just having a siesta. I think it's siesta time.
Oh, it
It's my
is.
siesta time. So,
Hey, that shows them that the work they're doing matters to somebody. It's a thank you as you rest your eyes. In that
it pays off, right? It pays off.
Full circle.
Hey, a little deeper, a little deeper. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're motivating them as you rest. Gibby, thank you. Love that. What a cool school and a great place to be. The collaboration between the corporations and our community, really important. We love hearing about great things that are happening in the community, bringing people together like an event like today. So if you see a business or an individual spreading kindness, doing something good, please head to our website and let us know, azfamily.com/somethinggood. And don't forget to send in pictures and video, or maybe invite us for your live event.
And we will continue to invite them. Let's give Bethune another round of applause. It was fantastic. And he really makes that tree inviting. So I cannot wait to see what the rest will do for us. Now the time has come for our Star Award recognition. And this is another proud moment as we get to really highlight the great things that our employees do. And so I'd like to begin with Whittier Elementary School. We were able to go out and really see Diane and Catherine Pettit. And I wonder if they're here in the audience. I know Mr. Olmsted is here. Will you please stand so that we can recognize you and give you a nice round of applause, please? Did you bring family with you? Okay. Meetings and tell them thank you for letting us share you with them. We appreciate it. And we also have from our Department of Finance, I don't think Miss Leslie Benya is here, but we want to celebrate her as well. And we also have, I know Mario Ramirez here with his family. Let's give him a applause. And Dr. Lloyd, I did spot you in the audience. Nice applause. Miss Ashley King, did I see you too? And I know we got to see your family. So nice round of applause, please, for the family wave. Don't be shy, wave. We want to give it to everyone. Ms. Lopez, did we see you walk in by chance? Maybe, maybe not. No, okay. We also have Miss Lisa Dean as work. And Marie Clark, I saw you. Did anyone bring family that I might have missed? I don't want to miss family. Okay. And I know this next one did bring family because I got to meet a very sweet young lady and the wife, Randy Perez, come up and give us a nice round of applause. And did I see Marcella Sainz here? I don't think so, but let's send her some love as well. And what we've done this year is we've taken this on the road so that we can surprise people before this even takes place. So I believe we have pictures that we'll share with you in a presentation here. And some of these are more tame than others. So we'll just go through it so that you can enjoy them. Look at that. And we're still finding star balloons. And it's just so exciting to see our employees get excited about this. Look at that face there with Marie. Favorite thing ever there. And there's Randy. And there we have Maricela. So thank you so much for everything that you do for us. We so appreciate you. And we're going to give you one more round of applause to share our love with you. And those are all the recognitions for now. Thank you.
With that, we excitedly get to move on to our retiree recognition. Shall we all come forward to this mic? Okay, see you up there.
Thank you so much. Today we get to recognize individuals that have given us time, effort, tears, and everything in between as we educate our students. So we are privileged to pay tribute to some very important people who have dedicated nearly 700 years of service to the children in the Phoenix Elementary School District. All of our employees play an integral part in the success of our district and truly touch the lives of our children. I am proud to honor a dynamic group of retirees, which include teachers, instructional assistants, child nutrition employees, reading intervention specialists, media clerk, custodians, psychologists, district office administrators, principals, and IEIS. Our retirees are going to be very, very busy in the upcoming months and are planning to do things that most of us can only dream of doing at this time. And they are going to have an opportunity to travel to far, far away places, be with family, spend more time doing hobbies, get to learn something new for themselves, and just plain out relax. I feel your need already to relax, or maybe I just have that need. But we are just so proud of you, and we are so honored to have the opportunity to celebrate you and what you've done for our district. I'm going to turn the microphone over to our president, President Trujillo, who also has words.
Thank you, Dr. Davila Hagigat. I am extremely honored to be a part of this special occasion. The Phoenix Elementary School District Governing Board takes great pride in recognizing outstanding people such as you, our retirees. I appreciate having the opportunity to honor you for your dedication and many years of service to our children. On behalf of our superintendent and the Phoenix Elementary's Governing Board, I extend to each of you our gratitude and appreciation. On behalf of the children of Phoenix #1, we thank you for caring enough to make a difference in their lives. Thank you for choosing Phoenix Elementary as long as you did. We are so appreciative to work alongside you and have your example for the future. We wish you nothing but the best in your next chapters. Good luck to each one of you.
And some have taken early retirement, as we see some of these children. So when we call your name, please come up, and we're going to have handshake from our board members, and you get your certificate and a gift to remember us by. So I'd like to first call up Grace Betancourt, if we have Grace here. Let's give her a nice round of applause. Michelle Burkhart, is Michelle with us? Nice round of applause. Sarah Carrasco, do we have Sarah here? Send her the love. Dawn Ferreira, will you come, please? Will you walk that direction? Kathleen Ford, are you with us today? Yes, ma'am. Give her some more love. She needs more love. It's been a lot of years. Catcher, are you here, Rhonda? What's on the no. No. How are you with us tonight? We'll send her love as well. Susan McDermott, are you here today? Also sending love. We'll send her love as well. Tom Carr, are you here? We're sending love. Are you with us tonight? More love, lots of love. There's really make some noise. Do we have loves? We're sending love. Okay, so. Mendota, do we have Carla here? We're sending love. Love. Vasquez. I want to make sure to Mr. Rodriguez. the celebration, we're gonna do everything with you, make sure that we don't miss anyone. And to be here with us will receive their certificate and their gift. Once again, for those of you that are present and those that may be listening soon on the YouTube channel, we just want to say thank you. We appreciate you, and you go rest and have fun on our behalf.
Oh. We'll give it just a second. All right, that was fun. Um, looking forward to next year's. We're just going to keep getting better and better. With that, let's move on to item B1 for our superintendent's report.
Thank you, President Trujillo. And yes, that was a really good time. Congratulations, first of all, to all Phoenix #1 students as they prepare to complete another academic school year. To our families and community, I want to thank you for all your ongoing support. A special shout out to our eighth grade students and their families for accomplishing this milestone of completing the foundation to their education. Governing board members, myself, along with cabinet members, will be attending eighth grade promotions this week to celebrate eighth graders in all 15 schools. I want to take a moment to wish our eighth graders the very best in the high school experience. We believe in you and we look forward to hearing about your high school accomplishments and your selection of career or college experiences as you continue your educational journey. A special thank you to our teachers, support staff, and administrators for making our students and their education a priority this year. And last but not least, I want to share my appreciation for our governing board members for making our students a priority by engaging in the process of being a student outcomes focused governance and approving the goals and guardrails that will continue to guide our work. Also, thank you for giving me the opportunity to lead this amazing district. I am proud to call Phoenix #1 my professional home. Thank you.
That was nice. Thank you. With that, we'll move on to item C1. Do we have any board member reports?
I just wanted to echo Dr. Hagigat's sentiments about making it to the end of the year. Thank you, everybody that has rallied and gotten us to the finish line. I'm so excited Tuesday and Wednesday to see our eighth graders, now high schoolers, move on. But I just want to recognize all our staff and everybody that made this year such a success. So thank you, everybody, and enjoy your summer.
Not a report, but just echoing on everything. I'm very, very excited to be here and witness the first eighth grade promotion that we'll be attending. A lot of us will be there for some of the promotions, and especially I'm very, very excited because my nephew, Michael Nanez, he's graduating, promoting from Magnet tomorrow. So it's kind of emotional to be able to be there and hand him his diploma. So I'm very excited, very thrilled to be here. And again, have a great summer, and we hope that next year is even better than this last year. Thank you.
I just had one. I wanted to give a shout out to Herrera because I noticed Principal Ardone was in the audience. I had the opportunity to go to their dual language showcase this week and was completely blown away by how talented our staff and students are. I was able to see kinder through middle school students sing, dance, recite poetry in English and Spanish. And I think that is incredibly special, and I'm so proud of them. That's it.
I think it was a couple of us went to the NALEO Policy Institute, a few of us, Dr. Vink, President Trujillo, and I. And so thank you to our board secretary, Ms. Valenzuela, signing us up for that. It was very beneficial to us as a board, again, as a continuation on our journey to get professional development. It was called the Policy Institute. Some things we learned about where all the importance of data making when we do look at policy, focusing on superintendent and board relationships, translating student data into actionable conversations. Understanding what was a highlight for me and a lot of other participants was focusing on student mental health, right? Post-pandemic, it's very important that school districts, the school systems focusing on the health outcomes that our students are dealing with after the pandemic. And so it was very eye-opening to dig into the state of mental health here in Arizona for our student population. And so it's very inspiring for me. It is something that affects our student learning. And so thank you again for just having us registering us for that very beneficial learning event. And it was hosted at the Helios Foundation, which is doing a lot in collecting that data and helping school decision makers. So thank you.
Ditto to what Board Member Carrillo said. That was a really exciting few days I got to spend with you all. That was called the Policy Institute on Education Governance. So I've got some of my resources. I plan to scan them all, share them all at the team. So I'm really excited to, just like you said, all the data that we learned about and have access to. It's something I'm looking forward to learning more about. But to move on, I did also hear that our Parent Educator Academy, we do have 2 parents, I believe, at our district that participated currently. So just want to send some congratulations to them. I hear the graduates completed everything on May 15th. So just a quick congratulatory kudos to them. To anybody that's leaving us at the end of the years, just wanted to say thank you for choosing us as long as you did. And we're just fortunate to have worked alongside you, just like our retirees. And there are some names on this list that really just touch my heart. My kid went to this district, and I've just seen the hard fight you guys have helped me along with these last 5 years. So any emotions I have, it's all in good love, sending you on your journeys. So thank you all very much. And to the 8th graders, during this time of transition, and I know it can be daunting, it can be full of a bunch of different feelings, but all the adults around you here are able, willing, and ready to help you. If you or the adults in your lives have any requests or need for support to get you enrolled and ready for high school, just let us know. And I'm looking forward to the few promotions I get to attend tomorrow. So with that, I think we should move on to our community communications. Do we have any electronic ones? I believe we do.
Yes, we do.
Let's start with those.
Sure. Okay, our first one is from Aaron, excuse me if I don't say this correct, Frericks. It says, "Good evening, governing board members. My name is Aaron Frericks, and I am a master teacher at Edison. I am writing to you today regarding agenda item G1 and 2, master salary schedule and compensation increases. As an active participant in the ongoing discussion for compensation in our district and someone who has served on the Prop 301 committee for years, a committee that has worked hard to provide extra compensation to educators in our district. I urge you to approve these recommendations with the use of site funds included. By approving the master salary schedule, you would be ensuring consistent and reliable compensation to the employees of our district. The master salary schedule is an incredible victory for our district. Employees can now anticipate movement from year to year. Total compensation is clear, and there is a path to move up the salary schedule. I am very excited about changing the way Phoenix Elementary does compensation, and I look forward to your vote of approval this evening. Aaron Frericks." Our next one is from Haley Honeman.
Awesome. Yes. Okay, so we'll take your comment when your card. Okay, perfect.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Mrs. Valencia. And I should have mentioned that if you are here and would like to submit a comment, we definitely have cards over here. It can be given to Dr. Hagigat, and then we can welcome you up to the dais. Comments, if we usually have a lot, we limit to 3 minutes per comment, but we only have 3 today. So I think that should be fine. So with that, let's welcome Ms. Haley Honeman up regarding our salary matrix.
Dear President Trujillo, Superintendent Hagigat, and members of the board. My name is Haley Honeman, and I'm the proud theater teacher at Herrera Elementary and the current secretary for PECTA. I'm writing to you today in hopes that you approve the proposed salary matrix presented by the district in partnership with JB Reward Systems. This proposal is a step in the right direction to bring more pay equity to the Phoenix Elementary School District so that we may recruit and retain the talent that students deserve. This proposal has been years in the making. During the 2022-2023 school year, at the meet and confer table, it was agreed upon that the district would conduct a study of compensation to look at external competitiveness and internal equity. This year, we had the results of that study, and one of the deliverables is the current proposal that would bring certified staff and eventually all staff to a more competitive wage. With teachers rapidly leaving the profession in recent years and last year's TIF cliff, where many experienced teachers left our district, PECTA believes that taking this step and approving this proposal is not one that we can miss out on. Thank you for your consideration of my thoughts on the proposed salary matrix.
Thank you, thank you. May we please have Ms. Marnie Burris come forward? Again, regarding our salary matrix. Thank you both for being here.
All right. Good evening, Dr. Hagigat, President Trujillo, and members of the board. My name is Marnie Burris, and I am a proud fourth grade teacher at Emerson Elementary, the proud president of PECTA, and above all, a very proud employee of Phoenix Elementary School District. I'm here tonight to ask that you vote in favor of the salary schedule. The salary schedule represents multiple years of hard work, dedication, and collaboration between both PECTA and district administration. Every year for the last 5 years, PECTA has asked for a salary schedule that would honor each employee's years of service, expertise, and provide a competitive salary for many, a competitive salary. And for many years, we were told that while it was a priority for the district, it just wasn't possible. There was always something more pressing or immediate to tend to, and then there was a worldwide pandemic. Throughout the entire last 5 years, however, district administration has shown that they do value educators and staff however possible. Some examples include increasing classroom site fund payments and extending them to other folks, retention payouts, and salary increases. And while we are very appreciative of those gestures, as a group, educators wanted something sustainable, something we can bank on year to year. Last year, during the meet and confer process, we asked again. The district team countered with an RFP that would become the compensation and benefits study, which made the salary schedule that you see before you today possible. Sorry. This salary schedule has been the result of years of hard work and collaboration between the district and PECTA, and it's something I'm honored to have been a part of. I'd especially like to extend my deepest gratitude to the PECTA meet and confer teams of the last 5 years, Dr. Diaz, the governing board, and all other relevant district administrators for helping address compensation inequities whenever possible throughout these past several years. Today, we have the chance to adopt a more equitable salary structure for all staff, and I want to thank you in advance for adopting this structure. Have a good evening.
Thank you very much. May we please welcome Lauren up to the dais? Please. Hi. Good evening. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Lauren. I'm the owner of Rainbow Pest Control, an LGBT-owned pest control service provider here in Phoenix. Our company is dedicated to providing quality pest control services and being an active, supportive member of the LGBTQ+ community. Our mission is to create a safe and affirmative environment for all individuals and to offer support to members of our community. We are proud to be an openly gay company and hope to pave the way for others who may have fears about seeking employment opportunities due to their sexual orientation or gender identity. Thank you to the board members, administrators, and volunteers who make all of this possible. We appreciate this opportunity to introduce ourselves, and we look forward to working with you all in the future.
Thank you very much for being here. All right. With that, the board is not able to comment on items that are not specifically on our agenda. Not that that's taken place, but just just so we know why I'm moving straight on, we'll go to item E1. I'm sorry, item E, the approval of our consent agenda. Do we have a motion this evening to approve do we have any recommendations besides the ones we've already talked about?
Yes, I recommend that the approval of the consent agenda be approved with the already mentioned clarification.
Perfect. Thank you for the clarification. Do we have a motion to approve our consent agenda as discussed?
Jessica Bueno, so moved. Alicia Vinco, second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Hearing none, may we please have a roll call vote, Mrs. Valencia?
Yes, roll call from Ms. Jessica Bueno,
Aye.
Mr. Regional Carrillo,
Aye.
Ms. Erica de la Rosa,
Aye.
Dr. Alicia Vink,
Aye.
and Ms. Carmen Trujillo.
Aye.
Thank you.
With that, the motion passes and we will move on to item F1. A presentation regarding our YMCA aftercare program.
Good evening, Madam President, members of the board, Superintendent Davila Hagigat, and the viewing community. I'm excited tonight to bring to you another one of our options for our families for after-school care and one of our partners in helping to provide our programming through the course of the summer as well. So if you'll remember that our inputs are around finding ways that we reduce the barriers to enrollment by providing mentoring and enrichment through extended day programming so that our families have quality supports as they trust their children with us beyond the school day. The Y has put together a presentation that they'd like to share with you to showcase some of the highlights of the programming that they provide. And so I'd like to invite Kristen Shields and Jenna Cooper from YMCA Valley of the Sun to come and present for us tonight.
Welcome. Thank you for being here. And thank you, Dr. Gonzalez.
Thank you so much for having me. And my colleague, of course, we also have our Vice President of Childcare, Kirsten Gray, with us today. I'm just really excited to talk a little bit about our program and share with you, President, Superintendent, thank you for the time on the agenda. So my name is Jenna Cooper. I'm the Vice President of Community Relations for Valley of the Sun YMCA. And this program is near and dear to my heart because it's where I started my career at the Y, working in after-school environments and recreational-based programming for youth, really as a key support for student success, not only in the classroom, but really that wraparound care. So we like to talk a little bit about the student experience at the front end, right? We want to give you a flavor and a feel for the YMCA before we get into the nitty-gritty. So every day when the Phoenix Elementary students walk into our programs, we've got 5 of them in the district, we ask them how they're doing, what's new. This presentation gave us an opportunity to ask a deeper question. What do you like about the YMCA? Like, why do you keep coming back? Like your mom or dad signed you up or Tia signed you up, but why do you keep coming back? And these 3 students had some really wonderful things to say about their experience. So Lorenzo from Dunbar said he's really learning to help people and how to play with others, and it's letting him become more creative. And Katrina at Edison said that she likes coming to the Y because it's really fun. We have good snacks, also thanks in partnership to the district on that front. And it's a really safe place for her. Her favorite activity at the Y, she also listed. So just really getting a flair for what they're liking at the Y. We also had the opportunity to reach out to our parents and our principals regarding the partnership. This partnership really blossomed at the beginning of this school year, and we're really excited to hear their feedback that from the parent angle, that their students are learning how to look up for one another and how to be kind, but really to have support of other adults in their everyday experience. And then from our Lowell principal, just really the sentiment that we're a partner on the school community, that this is more than a transactional relationship. It really is that extension of the school day at the YMCA. So I'm really excited to turn the meat of this over to Chris Shields. She's our Executive Director of YMCA School Services. So she is the proud leader of these programs. So Chris, I'll let you take it away.
Thank you, Jenna, and thank you, board, for having us. As Jenna mentioned, right, we have the responsibility to create a safe space for these kids. And our staff is out there every single day intentionally spending time with them, asking them how they're doing. And we'll get into a little bit about our curriculum as well. But with that, we really pride ourselves in being quality programs. And in order to do that for your community and provide that service, we have reached another level of quality, and that's what we're licensed programs, right? So we're state licensed quality programming. As you can see here, we have staff that are committed to safety. They learn the licensing standards. We run in program ratios, and we like to exceed those standards a lot of times as well. And we do practice environmental safety. And we have our staff teams full-time and part-time that are coming in on a monthly, yearly basis to continue to receive the training to provide that quality programming. And this team, I'm very proud to have here in the Phoenix district. I've handpicked all of them, trained all of them, spent quality time with them, and they coming at the end of the year, just seeing the reflection of the year and what they've been able to be a part of and build really brings tears to my eyes, and how much they genuinely care for these kids and creating those safe spaces. Alrighty, so here you can see is our program design. And this is a bit of the philosophy of our design. You can see so much curriculum that we have going on, but the nitty-gritty of it all is these kids are receiving snacks, they're receiving homework support, physical activity, and a variety of K through 8th curriculum throughout their week in our programs. So as you can see, there we have Catch, we have social emotional learning, which harmony curriculum, but those basis of it all is they're receiving that homework. That homework support, they are receiving that intentional time with our staff that are creating safe spaces. Let's see, Catch. I think Catch is a perfect one. Catch is one of my favorite curriculums. It's a comprehensive physical activity curriculum that promotes healthy choices for these kids on a daily basis, whether it's food choice, physical activity, and all of our staff are highly trained for this multi-age curricula. We're able to implement it in kindergarten all the way up to 8th grade, as well as our social emotional learning curriculum, Sanford Harmony. This curriculum helps our students to engage in daily social emotional learnings, such as communication, critical thinking, empathy towards others, problem solving, and peer resolutions. Along with this curriculum that we provide, we also have partners that come into our programs and to help create those, right? We talked about the quality of our programming. So we have partners such as ASU students that come into our programs for about 10 weeks, 8 to 10 weeks, and they're able to pilot these innovative program ideas and to sharpen their skill set and bring new ideas to our programs as well. And we partner with the Arizona Coyotes, who have a reading program that we've implemented, and they do hockey clinics as well. So moving on to the quality, right? So we're transitioning into the quality of the entire community as a whole. As an extension of your schools, the YMCA, we've been able to participate in so many opportunities this year, such as community events, family events, and student-led events on your campuses as well. As you can see, we've been able to sponsor a game night with the Indian Education Family Night. Our staff teams are there on campus during the school day and afterwards, participating in ceremonies, festivals, meet the teacher nights. We have lots of, at the way we love swag. So we bring all of our great swag, we give it to our families. But one of these events that really holds near and dear to my heart this year is our quarterly family events. And a lot of the schools, we've had really great outcomes where families are either enrolling that night or they have an opportunity to really meet our staff team on a different level and see what their kids are experiencing on that after school time. So they come in. One that really sticks out to me is our literacy night that we recently had. We had a local author who donated hundreds of books. So our families came for the come and see night, and we provided food and snacks, and we were able to donate hundreds of books from a local author. So here we have our current enrollment numbers. With our programs being that high quality standard, we really have seen that blossom as an output in these programs. Here we have Lowell, Whittier, Dunbar, and Edison, Bethune's enrollment numbers. 3 of those programs currently offer before school enrollment. And I would say out of all of my programs here in the Valley, these are the highest numbers that we're receiving. And these kids are coming on a consistent basis, which is fantastic. It's really shows the work that my staff team is putting in these safe spaces that they are creating. So the numbers have increased later in the year, which is, we don't see that a lot. Even as up till last month, we are still receiving enrollments, which our staff teams have really loved. Whittier, we actually had to increase Whittier's capacity by 40 within 2 months of the school. It was amazing. And they continue to grow. Every month we get a new enrollment from Whittier, which we love. They're doing powerhouse things over there for that community. And Lowell currently is at 71% capacity. Whittier was at 85%. Dunbar is at 65%. Edison is at 88%, and Bethune is at 55%. And what we've seen is 84% of all of these YMCA participants have had 0 disciplinary incidents throughout the school year during that school year time. And that really, I would say, is a testament of our staff teams becoming part of the school time care team as well. So we have highly satisfied students. They're able to participate in our enrollment, but we also have highly satisfied families and community members. And as I mentioned previously, we were able to be a part of that school time care team. And we really are an extension and collaboration with the district. And we're able to collaborate with these parents to create support plans, connection plans, academic success plans to continue on what they're doing in the school into that after school time, and collaborating with these families, as you can see here. In an effort to create quality care, we want to listen to the feedback. We want to hear what the families have to say and how we can continue to evolve and be better each year. So this parent feedback indicates a high net promoter score. We have a system that we send out questionnaires. It's called Listen 360. We send it out every 3 months. And these are some of those surveys that we just recently got this last 2 weeks. And the lowest score that we have received for the Phoenix district in Listen 360 reviews has been an 8 out of 10 review. And we've had an overwhelming amount of 10 out of 10s for our before and after school programs. Right, so our vision here, as Jenna briefly mentioned, is creating those safe spaces, being in an extension of your communities and your families. And it's our goal to support you as our partners in providing these safe spaces. In these programs, we aim to be inclusive, provide quality care, use evidence-based curriculum to help support academic success and individual creativity in all of our participants. And that is not going to end here. That is going to continue on in that out of school time. So thank you, Phoenix L, for your partnership going into summer. We're going to continue to promote all of that, continue to help these kids excel and become the best well-rounded humans we know they could be. We will continue into summer and hopefully be able to impact 160 students' lives this summer with this team that we're building. After summer, we'll go ahead and launch right into what I know will be another successful school year here at Phoenix District. And, you know, I'm confident that we've really built a great foundation for years to come. So thank you for your time. And I'm going to have my colleague Jenna step up with me for any questions.
Well, thank you very much for all that information. I visited the program before and after school at Lowell, and I've never participated in anything like that recently. So I kind of just hats off to the principal because she runs a tight ship. But my question is, you talked about a safe space, so I'm just wondering if there's anything on our end that's needed to support such a foundational piece of being our extension, before and after school that we could do or be better with. I'm not sure, just wondering if there's anything that is needed.
Right. I think our staff teams currently that are out in the schools do a fantastic job with collaborating with this principals. We hold monthly meetings with our principals to kind of check on, right, temperature checks, how's it going? What do we need support with on both sides? And right now, I would say the biggest thing when it comes to safety is meeting those licensure standards, right? So the environmental standards, and your district has been fantastic with collaborating with the teams, and whether it's some paint is chipped, or if we need certain doors locked, or what spaces we can or cannot use. I would say you guys are doing a fantastic job with collaborating with us currently. Thank you, though.
What time does the before school program start?
At 6:30, and then it ends once bell rings and our staff teams escort the kids to their classrooms.
Awesome. Thank you.
May I ask what a morning looks like that?
Yeah, I would say it's more of a condensed version of our 3 to 6 o'clock time. They come in, and a lot of times kids still need to do their homework. So we do offer that homework support during that time. They do receive snacks as well. And they do some reading and arts and crafts. Yeah.
Of course, when I visited, I didn't get there till like 7:45, so it was daylight. Okay, thank you for the heads up.
Do you mind sharing the book that you gave away, the local author?
Oh, can I email you? I don't know it off the top of my head, but it was actually 5 different variations of a children's book. Yeah, it was fantastic.
We can get that information and put it in a board update for you.
Right, thank you guys for being here. Are there any other questions? Not from the board?
I would just like to echo the thanks to our partners with YMCA and also to Sherry Zeeb and Sarah Sims. They are the people who put together the RFQ, recognizing that we had a need to fill, and put this together, vetted all of the different vendors, and have supported these programs across the year. And just done an outstanding job ensuring that we are providing quality, inclusivity, and that we are meeting our expectations for exemplary service to students and families. So thank you to everyone involved.
Thank you very much. With that, we'll move on to item F2. Regarding our student outcomes, focused governance, and I will pass the mic to Vice President Bueno.
Yes, thank you. This is for my colleagues. I just wanted to be able to inform you all once at the same time, at the same place on the agenda, and we can talk about it. So most of you should have access to your Gmail account. There is where we will be in our Google Drive. That's where we will store all our SOFG materials. So for example, I have a folder for our reading materials and then for our timeline. So I just wanted to make sure that we all had access to those, but we don't edit them. You can just go and review the documents, and if you have any questions, please let me know. But overall, it's just information only. Do not edit anything. You can download and edit it. But I just wanted to make sure that you had those materials available as we continue to move through this process. It was important that we are transparent with the timeline. I know it's changed a couple of times, but I know that because President Trujillo and I get to meet with our coach monthly, we are more aware of the updates. So I just want to make sure that we're also being transparent with you all, and you have the most latest updated information in the Google Drive. So please, if you haven't ever logged into your Gmail, please log into your Gmail. And I had already sent the invite to the folder, so please be on the lookout. Any questions?
I have a question. Is this, are we partnering up with cabinet and our board secretary as well? Is this just for us, just for the board? I'm sorry. As far as the reading materials.
What do you mean by partner?
I mean, is it, are we all accessing this in the same space, or is it just for the board? I mean, I think because it depends on who has got access to it. So I just wondered if it was just the board or if it was the whole.
I only gave access to the board and to Sochi.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope you guys create one for you guys as far as reading and things are concerned, so we all stay on the same page.
Yes, we will definitely do that so that we have all the same information. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you guys very much. With that, we'll move on to item G1 regarding approving our 23-24 master salary schedule.
I have the pleasure today to introduce our CFO, Mr. Mike Manley, and our JB Rewards consultant, Mr. Vance Jacobson, that will take us through this presentation.
Make sure that we're set up. Okay. President Trujillo, Governing Board and Superintendent, I'm excited to present a recommendation for salary increases for the 23-24 school year. We will start with the superintendent's guardrails, which are reflected in this recommendation. Those guardrails being, in attaining the board's student outcome goals, the superintendent shall not allow the district to operate without reciprocal and effective communication between the board, district employees, and community stakeholders. The superintendent shall not allow the district to operate without a human organizational customer service plan to foster trust and collaboration. And the superintendent shall not allow the district to operate without a system designed to recruit, employ, and retain diverse staff, reflect the community, and meet the needs of our urban district students and their learning environments. And before I discuss the bottom line, administration is recommending a modern salary administration program that we believe will enhance the vitality of this district. This proposed system provides strategic direction, redefining competitive goals, and establishing a master salary schedule for all district occupations. It provides decision support, a primary standard for evaluating jobs based on skill and difficulty. It offers tools for new hires into salary ranges, as well as tools and techniques for better managing in-range salary growth. And the bottom line for this proposal, it's a fiscally responsible manner. This progressively asks for $900,000 out of M&O for support staff, $300,000 out of M&O for administration and management, $1.5 million from the Classroom Site Fund, and $250,000 from the Classroom Site Fund. That being said, I'd like to introduce Mr. Vance Jacobson from JB Reward System to describe the process for master salary schedule placement.
He's taller than I am. The first observation that I made sitting here tonight was I would hope these retirees would have stuck around because I could have convinced them to stay for an extra 6 months to see the implementation through if it board saw its way to approving it. But in addition to the things that Mr. Manley has summarized, the whole concept that what we are all about in terms of the salary administration program is, first of all, defining the market, not responding to the market, but actually defining our strategic direction in the market and doing our best to set it at the 60th percentile. That's the middle of the salary range. That's when somebody has been here for a little while. The other thing is that the little known things leading into this are those that separate the district from other districts. If any of you have worked with other districts, you see salary grids that are really rigid. There's only one way you can advance, and people grow in their jobs in different ways. This program is really all about the flexibility, more leading edge ideas, so that we can even further contribute to the recruiting and retention of the quality people that we need. Keeping in mind that as demographics change in districts, the skills that you need change. And we think this puts you in a nice position. The fundamental of the whole program is really internal equity. And this is accomplished by actually having a primary standard on which all jobs are measured and put into salary ranges. And this primary standard is one that's proven to be bias-free, that measures the key elements in job content that separate one skill level from another. And once we have done that, getting to the 60th percentile is easy. All it takes is money. And the ranges, by having that baseline of jobs, we overlay the ranges to that, and having this master schedule gives us the opportunity to essentially respond to the market unilaterally from the bottom to the top of the organization. Not just one employee group or one skill set, but basically it's totally up and down. The whole structure moves together. And that's when you look at organizations in other industries, those that are continually successful generation on generation, they have that concept. They've been using it for quite a few years. Now, when we get to that, that's all theory until we get to putting people in the ranges. Now it gets personal. And the way we have devised it is that right off the bat, everybody's got a 2% increase coming. Now, some people are so far below the minimum of their new range, they're going to get more than that. And in many cases, double digits. Now, once they get into the range, this is where we will accomplish our internal equity goals. And very simplistically, the way that'll work is that you're in the range, and if you're really low in the range and you have a fair amount of time in the job, there's a formula that will flag that individual for an exceptional increase. And that's all been factored into the budget that Mr. Manley has presented to us as far as moving forward to this, that once implemented, we will make substantial progress on having a very, very nice internally equitable program. And then we put the icing on it with the career ladders, the flexibility on advancing teachers, et cetera. Oh, that's me too.
It sure is.
Yeah, we had about 3 weeks to rehearse this, but yeah, all kidding aside. So putting this into one more level of detail. Again, I mentioned the 2.6%, and when I put that into broad categories of employees, we're talking support staff. The budgetary impact is 7.7%. And we've got a range of people that are getting 2.6 all the way to nearly 21% for increases. Administration, the exact same process, again, to reinforce that, is that 5.8% low of 2.6, high of 13.3. Educational professionals, 4.7%. And there's also a similar range spread of low to high increases. Teachers, 8.1% budget impact. And that means anywhere from 2.6 to 16% increase. And that's on the base. That does not include some of the extra stipends that people will receive and do currently receive.
That brings up stipends. So in addition, several stipends will be included in the base salary for employees. That includes the 20 additional days that some folks had, the classroom site fund retention stipends, the ESL certificates, the HQ paraprofessional for special educations, the IEIS stipends, the instructional coach stipends, the master teacher, and the LCSW stipends are in the master plan. So the next 4 slides takes a bit of a deeper dive into the employee groups. And with Dr. Hagigat's help, we had some comments that came with it.
We do. We were going to have some presenters, but things came up, so I get to not do it with the same level or enthusiasm that they would, but we did collect feedback and we were able to get the following. And this was anonymous feedback. This will benefit every employee and will attract more people to want to come work for PESD. We have another comment that shares, it will make a big splash and recruit people to come and work here and want to stay. This will help improve quality of life for staff members. And I'm even going to capture one in Spanish. Nuestras necesidades son muchas, pero es una buena forma para darse cuenta de cuáles son nuestras necesidades, especialmente con los costos de la gasolina que siguen subiendo y hay trabajadores que vienen de tan lejos y eso les va a ayudar un poco. And so I just wanted to share their thoughts, although they weren't able to be here. We wanted you to have those.
Thank you, Dr. Hagiat. So as mentioned, the average increase for all support staff employees is 7.7%. And that represents all support staff who will see an individual raise of between 2.6 and 20.6% increases. If you take a look at these charts, this represents on the first column, it has the name of the position. The second column talks about the average increase that this master salary schedule would bring to those folks. And then the second column is the average increase since June of 22. So this takes a little bit of a look back to June of 22, and it has the average increase for these employee groups since that time, assuming that this master salary schedule is adopted. And some of those numbers are really something to be proud of. If you look at the next slide, very similarly, this talks about the administrators and supervisors outcomes. That average increase is 5.8%. Again, there is a rate, that's the average for all supervisors, administrators in the district, with the low being 2.6 and the range being anywhere from 2.6 to 13.3, with that average coming out to 5.8. One of the comments that we had received for specific to principals is that this would give us a competitive edge to recruit more veteran principals should we need to supplement our principal pool down the road, which is a good thing. Educational professionals outcomes. The average increase for that group is 5.8%. Again, the range is between 2.6 to 18%, depending on the individual. And if you remember from the cost study, this specific group was our closest group to that 60th percentile of the market. So this represents those ranges as it stands.
If I could add one item to the nursing and some of the others. Well, that
you want to use the mic?
Well, that percentage for like nurse and social workers and a few others, it appears to be lower than what you might see in the support staff. But keep in mind, these people are all there's a lot of very new people. You've had a lot of turnover in these jobs. The actual salary ranges for some of those jobs has gone up as much as like 13, 14%. And that's something that we can't solve immediately, but the fact that they're in those new ranges, that means that they will move at a faster rate toward the middle with a matrix system that gets them to that level faster, and those kinds of changes will start to materialize in the next year or two.
I'm also very excited to talk about our teacher outcomes, particularly our beginning teachers. This master salary schedule will really put us in a position to recruit new teachers in a strong manner. The average teacher increase is 8.1% when you look at all of the teachers combined. This is a range between 2.6 and 16% for individuals. And again, if you look at that beginning teacher, 16.8 for this master salary schedule. And then if you look at the increases since 22, we're looking at a very healthy place to put us in a position to recruit new teachers moving forward. And with that, recommendations and next steps. So our recommendation is for the governing board to approve the master salary schedule with the job grades. The governing board to approve the salary placements and increases recommended in the compensations analysis by JB Reward System. And after approval, HR and your business department can issue contracts and work agreement addendums this week and has the ability to make technical adjustments to compensation as needed in case there are any inaccuracies in the current payroll system. An example being, as we make sure that this is implemented with fidelity, if a teacher's highest degree is not reflected in all the payroll systems, will give us the ability to address that. And example two, if an employee hire date shows 15 years of experience, but the employee has only been in their current position for 1 year. So we had some examples of that where we had a custodian that had become a bus driver. So this system, we just need to make sure that we're recognizing all the intricacies for all of our employees. And with that, if there are any questions or comments, we'd be happy to do our best to answer them.
I have a quick question. Can you talk a little bit about, you've said that you want people to move towards the middle like faster, we get them to the middle faster, and I see somewhere where it says like phase 2 is a matrix for advancement, and that puts us on an aggressive path towards competitive targets within the ranges. What does that look like for a teacher?
So for year 2, there is actually an example in the report, but just very simply stated, if you take the salary range from minimum to maximum and just divide it in quarters, that the lowest quarter, let's say you have a 4% budget, that maybe the lowest quarter, those people might get 6.5. And in the second quarter, they might get 4.5, and then 3.5, and then 3, something like that. And so over time, if I know I'm good at drawing graphs in the air, but if you look at dollars over time, the idea is to increase you at a faster rate to get to that market target, and then to stabilize, then to keep up with the market, but still get ahead of the market. That people in these ranges should have the ability to get to the 85th percentile in the market. But we're really focusing on getting people to more at that middle level at 60th percentile. And it'll be an equation that actually fits, as long as we know what the budget is, it's done. It's the percentages get allocated.
Okay, so I apologize if I missed it somewhere else, but so it gets allocated based on time and service. I think that I may have served in a district early on in my career that had career ladders, and you had to like submit things in order to get that money, but it's based on years of service. It's not like you have to do something in order to, other than the I see the education, but it's not anything else.
Yeah, in a true career ladder, it's really all about skills. And that way people can move through the career ladder at their own pace,
Okay,
rather than having, having to wait for somebody to leave the job or whatever. That organizations with higher skilled people do better. And the whole idea is to promote skill development. We come back to teachers and, we all know the traditional lanes and years, but what about the fast trackers? What about the people that are inspiring? What about the people that get the extra certifications and are willing to take on the tough assignments? And that will be supportive of those kinds of employees.
okay.
Yeah.
And so, Dr. Vink, I was a baby teacher at TUSD a million years ago, and that old scheme for what was called career ladder was attached to legislation that no longer exists. So this is a generic representation of how you can climb a career ladder, but it's not tied to that legislation from the 90s.
Okay.
So this just describes a way to progress through a master salary schedule.
And just specific to what do you turn in, you're right, it'll be their certifications, it'll be as their another degree, an additional degree. And it'll also be if they're in specialized positions that allow them to be able to be a part of, whether it be with their IEIS or if they were already rolled into that stipend. So those would be, it just brings a lot of clarity so that you can know what it is that you need to do to be able to achieve that next step in addition to your experience.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you. And then my second question, you explained the stipends, and I also am not 100% sure how we even do this, but do we have performance-based pay? How does that?
Yeah, so pardon me. So performance-based pay is separate. That's part of the classroom site fund. That's a different mechanism.
Okay.
And so there's and correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a separate performance-based schedule that's independent of the master.
Are we using the classroom site fund to fund this though?
Yes, not
Then there's
all of it, not all of the site
okay.
fund.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then
portion.
there's
You'll get to see the performance-based paid at a very future, or it's coming soon to a board meeting.
Okay.
So you'll see that as
but we're not
well.
using all of it.
No,
No.
no. So this gives us the wiggle room for the carryover and pieces that we can sustain this, but it does not, it's not part of the performance-based pay.
Okay, so but then that only applies to certified individuals, and what's the max for that? I'm just trying to get like a big picture. What's the total take home for a teacher?
We won't be able to dive into 301, especially since it's not in the agenda, but we'll be able to bring more clarity around that. What we do know today is that they'll be able to, if this is approved today, we'll have that base and then it's in addition to.
Okay.
Hearing no other questions, thank you both for the information. Do we have any more discussion or do we have a motion to approve this item?
I did want to ask a question, but I'm not sure if it'll make sense. But Mr. Jacobson, do you think that we could use your findings and the whole compensation study as a way to really prioritize like upward mobility within our staff?
Yes, in no uncertain terms. A lot of the upward mobility really includes or really involves an organizational commitment to keep people learning. That's the fundamentals of total quality in every other industry, is that organizations become learning organizations. And I go to dozens of school districts and I look at, for example, hourly staff, and there's nothing spent on developing their skills. And they just might get lucky enough to beat out an external candidate for the job. And so that part of it starts with, an organizational commitment. Roll that forward to the salary ranges, and the salary ranges will be compatible with and support it as people move through. So people move horizontally in range, and then you've got the the others, but then part of that in the future will be modifying job descriptions to show the kind of competencies that are needed to move to the higher level job. And, but it's all very, very doable.
Thank you. With that answer, I just want to openly ask that we do make that commitment as an organization, that we do invest in our staff and our employees. So please make that consideration and we'll take action if needed. But I just want to congratulate Mr. Jacobson and all the staff that was involved in this. Thank you for accepting the challenge.
Thank you very much, Ms.
Thank you
Bueno.
very much.
I really appreciate bringing those items up. From my understanding, the study is like a starting point for us. This is just a journey we are on to continuously improve and make sure we are taking care of in-house regularly to be that much better staff for our students. So with that, I really am glad to support this employee-led initiative, idea, process. The impact this will have is long-term, and I really just want to celebrate that this is an employee-led thing, and I hope this change in the culture is something that we get used to, because we are all a team together working to support our students as best as possible. So thank you all. And do we have a motion to approve this item?
And Jessica Bueno, so moved.
Roger Carrillo, second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, may we please have a roll call vote, Mrs. Valencia, for item G1?
Yes. Roll call for Ms. Jessica Bueno,
Hi.
Mrs. Regional Carrillo,
Aye.
Ms. Erica de la Rosa,
Aye.
Dr. Alicia Vink,
Aye.
and Ms. Carmen Trujillo.
Aye.
Thank you.
With that, the motion passes, and congratulations, everyone. Wonderful, wonderful. With that, we will move to item G2, requesting the approval of our compensation increases effective July 1st, 2023.
And Jessica Bueno, so moved.
Roger Carrillo, second.
That was fast. Thank you, guys. Any discussion on this item? Everything's kind of just flowing from the discussion we just had before. So may we please have a roll call vote for this item, Mrs. Valencia?
Yes. Roll call for Ms. Jessica Bueno,
Aye.
Mr. Regional Carrillo, Ms. Erica de la Rosa,
Aye.
Dr. Alicia Vink,
Aye.
and Ms. Carmen Trujillo.
Aye.
Thank you.
With that, the motion passes. Congratulations again, and I'm looking forward to seeing the outcomes and the fruit of this big, long labor. Thank you all very much. With that, we will move on to item H1, receive, discuss, and take possible action on the proposed items for the 2023 ASBA political agenda and the 2024 political agenda, if we've got any items to propose. So with that, I'll pass it to Ms. Bueno, who understands this process a little bit better. I went back in our meeting minutes and I couldn't find any actual selections we made from here, but we did approve the actual agenda for all of these items. So my understanding is we need 5 of them from here.
5 from the 2023 political agenda, but then I'm kind of confused on which ones to pick for 2024.
Well, I think the message I received was we pick 5 to confirm the ones we would like to support on the 2023 agenda, but in getting ready for 2024, if we have any that we feel strongly about that one we want to propose, those are like separate,
okay.
like innovative from our own selves. And I wasn't very innovative. I was peeking around at other districts, and Glendale had one regarding revising the school finance formula. So like things like that, if we wanted to propose any ideas for them to kind of focus on. That's my
Okay.
understanding.
All right, so then we'll do 2023 first. Have we all looked at what the 6 to select from were?
I chose 5.
You know, but there's 6 options.
Oh, I'm sorry. I chose 5 total from the 6.
Okay. Which were your 5?
From the first section in adequately and equitably fund district schools. I had bullet number 13 to reform current year funding to a system that provides districts with appropriate, stable annual budgeting ability and technical reliability. Because it kind of went with the one I read from Glendale, and then the last one, the last bubble that says give all districts the authority to provide affordable housing options to faculty
Oh.
and staff.
Yes.
So
So that's
those
2?
Mhm.
Okay.
Or at least that's what I kind of read through. From the second section, preserve and strengthen local control. I selected, I think it's bullet number 8, oppose any legislation that intends to lessen or curtail the legal authority of locally elected school boards, including their authority to approve curriculum.
I think with this one, let me see which one it goes under. I think we need to also address that school board members don't have the ability, it's against the law to use the online petition.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll label that as 24.
Which
Sorry.
bubble was that?
It's our own for 24. We came up
Oh,
with it.
got it. My apologies. Should I keep going?
Yeah, for 23. So you have 2 so far. No, 3.
3 so far. So my last 2 were in school safety and security. Support policy that promotes social and emotional wellness as a critical component of improving school climate, safety, and learning for all students and staff. And then so that's bullet number 2, and then bullet number 4 that says Arizona school boards call upon all state, federal, tribal, and local officials to address the causes of increased gun violences directed at K-12 schools. Those were my 5.
Okay. I'm reviewing our improved outcomes for all students, just to see if any of those kind of pertain to our student outcome governance model. I don't have a problem with the 5 that you've recommended.
Take your time, guys. No rush.
Did you say require public accountability for taxpayers as a category that you know? Oh, and did you say Arizona's rural and remote schools? No? Okay, yeah, I would say, just in terms of our location and our spot, for going the rural and remote schools, for required public accountability, I would focus on repealing ESA vouchers, advocating to repeal empowerment scholarships.
Okay, but so we're just submitting this form, right?
That's for 2024.
Okay, please submit my school district's previously submitted items for the 2023 political agenda as our submission for 2024. Okay, so is there a different form for 2023? I don't.
It's actually, from what I saw, it looks like both. We can choose the ones we're affirming, and then there's a space to put the new ones for 2024. Or it looks like if you already submitted some, you're able to check that box and submit it, but I didn't find any that we submitted before. We
For
just selected our
2020
delegate and we confirmed this agenda once the committee brought it back to us.
Okay, okay, because I felt like, okay, that's fine. Okay, I'm fine with the 5 that you,
It's only 5, right?
yeah, it's 5
Like for the
total.
whole board, not just 5 individually? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it's fine.
Which one of yours do you want to replace?
Well, I think
Because you have 6.
2 of them.
Yeah, There's,
Oh,
yeah.
because we need to add Mr. Carrios.
But he had two, right?
It was just one.
No, just one.
What's yours again?
Repealing ESA vouchers.
Oh.
Second bullet.
Second bullet, one,
Mhm.
2, 3, 4, and section 4.
Yeah.
I'm really okay with any. Maybe that's kind of falls into the same group, I guess, as far as opposing legislation that intends to lessen, curtail. I mean, that kind of falls in the same category in my compartmental thinking.
Which
Bullet
item?
number 2, section 2, bubble number 8. Oppose any legislation. I think we could replace that one.
Okay.
I really would love the input, guys. You know, I don't like making fast decisions without your guys' input. But those are the ones I just picked before we got here.
Okay.
That's fine. I'm not.
I agree.
I don't see them taking away that power because there's a lot of boards that are Republican.
Sweet.
All right.
Cool. So we got our 5?
Yep.
Awesome. Do we have any recommendations for the 2024? Agenda I'm sorry, for the 2024 section. So the one I read from Glendale Elementary says revise the school finance formula to provide a stable, dedicated revenue source, less reliant on the general fund.
That's for the AEL, right?
I'm assuming it's for everything, since that does impact us when we get to that point of hitting that limit.
Look at
So I don't know if that means, getting rid of it or changing legislation. I like that it was kind of broad, but it addressed needs that I know we are all struggling with.
Okay, so that's number 1. I would ask that in the second section, the amend current statute to allow school board members to use the equal system in addition to in-person signatures to appear on the ballot.
Okay. That was,
You want me to mark it on the other one?
I just had it, right? There it goes.
No, on the other sheet.
For preserve.
Mhm.
Okay.
So it's 7. Yeah, number 7.
I'm blind.
Just above the one that you marked out.
Perfect. So we have 2 for 2024 to submit. Okay.
Well, anybody else for 2024?
I would add the same one that for 2023 too, for mine.
So I did find our draft of the 2023 political agenda from last year. And it was,
I thought it looked like the same thing, but just like the word form before it became a picture-esque thing.
right, so then we had agreed on the ones for 2023.
But we have to reaffirm them.
Okay, I'm good with all of it then.
Yay.
I'm just confused by the form. I don't understand.
I don't think we've ever filled it out before. It's always been somebody from administrative staff.
I think we can just pick 3 from the ones that we already reaffirmed.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
Okay, we'll get those figured out and over to match to see if they match what you took from all of our discussion, Mrs. Valencia. With that, do we have a motion to approve the items we selected for the 2023 and 2024 ASBA political agendas?
So moved.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Reggie Carrillo, second.
Thank you. May we please have a roll call vote when you are ready, Mrs. Valencia?
Yes, roll call for Ms. Jessica Bueno,
Aye.
Mr. Regional Carrillo,
Aye.
Ms. Erica de la Rosa,
Aye.
Dr. Alicia Vink,
Aye.
and Ms. Carmen Trujillo.
Aye.
Thank you.
With that, our motion passes. Thank you all very much. We will. Wow, we're already at the end. Do we have any board requests this evening?
I do. I would request from admin to create a hotline with that our employees can call with any concerns. So yeah, thank you.
I have just a couple. The first one is to find out how many certified openings we have for the upcoming school year. The second one is, can I just see a table that shows the cost or like what we're paying for the after school programs that we've seen those presentations recently, but I don't really understand what they cost us. Even if it's grant funded or whatever. And then the last one is an update, I guess, or a formation if it doesn't exist, of a principal's student advisory council. So an advisory council for principals made up of our students. I'd like to see students represented in all grade levels, or not just a student council type thing for each site. I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. With that, I'll piggyback as well, because I would love the student advisory councils to be able to come and present to the board regularly. So thank you for that, Miss Dr. Vink. Any other board requests? Let me see. I would love an update on how many 8th graders we've got enrolled and how many kindergartners might be coming back after preschool this year. So if we could get a board update on those would be awesome. Oh, we've got to get a monitoring calendar together. And I believe a discussion about our measures for the student outcomes focused governance work that we've got going. So before we talk to Dr. Ramos again, let's kind of see what that looks like. So we have that to share with him. And then in order to get prepared for next year, to have, I guess maybe we'll add our board request tracker to one of our check-in meetings coming up and see how we can work that into, I guess, the next year coming up and be able to have that discussion as a board, but maybe start the conversation in one of our check-in meetings. And I think that's it. Any future agenda items? Or wait, sorry. Is there any more board requests? Hearing none, are there any future agenda items? Great. With that, let's move on to adjournment. Do we have a motion to adjourn our meeting this evening?
So moved.
Alicia Vinkle, second.
Thank you kindly. May we please have a roll call vote to adjourn our meeting this evening, Mrs. Foncia?
Yes. Roll call for Ms. Jessica Bueno,
Aye.
Mr. Reginald Carrillo,
Aye.
Dr. Alicia Vink,
Aye.
Ms. Erica De La Rosa. Aye. And Ms. Carmen Trujillo.
Aye. And with that, we'll adjourn at 7 p.m. and I will see some of you at graduations tomorrow. Yay. And our next board meeting will be here June 13th, 5 p.m. That's a Tuesday. Have a great summer. Have a wonderful last